Welcome back, socialites, and if you're new, I'm Ariel. I do mainly beauty videos, fragrance, and a little bit of lifestyle. So today's video is going to be my October hits and misses. There's not a whole lot of products, and I'm surprised by how many eyeshadow palettes. This past month or two, I've been dabbling in a lot more eyeshadow palettes than normal. There have been some super highly anticipated and exciting eyeshadow releases. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to start off with the Makeup by Mario palette. I don't think I touched on this on last month's video, but this one is the Ethereal Eyes Nature palette. I had it last month, but I hadn't quite figured out how I feel about it, so I was able to use it a few times this month. Really pretty palette, but what makes it different from a lot of the palettes that I picked up over the past couple months is the pigment on this is on the sort of medium buildable side. Now, one of my makeup tutorials where I used this palette, I did have to build it up, but the look was still really pretty. But when I went back to do the editing, I liked it even more on camera because the shimmers that's in the palette gave it a really, almost like the eye is wet looking, like the Urban Decay shadows, but it's a little bit more sparkly than the Urban Decay shadows. It does have a good range of matte shades in the palette as well, but like I said, they're sort of buildable. You're somebody that wants your glitters to really pack a punch, like Pat McGrath glitters or Danessa Myricks, then this won't be for you. But with that being said, I feel like that makes this palette a little bit more wearable, especially for everyday. And if you were getting this palette for that green, it's very understated. The colors in here are just sort of soft, everyday wearable, and a little understated. Moving on to another Makeup by Mario palette, I picked up his original Master Mattes palette that has all mattes in it. And similar to the Ethereal Eyes Nature palette, this is sort of that buildable pigment. So it's a really nice palette. I like it. The quality of the shadows are good, but again, it's a little bit more understated. You have to build the color up to get that sort of impact that you would get out of like Patrick Ta. I think that would be like a better comparison since the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 3 palette is matte, but it's a nice neutral everyday palette. Moving on to another matte palette, Patrick Ta recently released his Major Dimension palettes in 3 or 4 different color stories that are all matte. When I tell you the quality is great, maybe even a smidge better. Now this is the deep one. It comes in light, medium, and deep, and I love it. I've used it already maybe 3 or 4 times, and if you love the Major Dimension 3 palette and wanted something to travel with, this one would be a little bit more compact. But over the Makeup by Mario mattes, I'd probably reach for this a little bit more. Very creamy, smooth, buttery, just like the original, and maximum pigment. So Danessa Myricks launched her, at this point we can say like annual palette that she launches around the holidays, which is the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 7 Freedom palette. So gorgeous color story. Really pretty. I'll link a video in the cards up there for you to check out. I want to say like 4 looks using this palette, but they're stunning. The colors are gorgeous. Pigment is everything. Quality is there. I love that she mixed in mattes this time around. Last year palettes, and I believe all the previous palettes were all shimmers. So we get a mix of some shimmers, some of them a little bit more chunkier particles than others, so you got to kind of smooth them out before you apply them. Nonetheless, I think it's gorgeous, and I'm excited to play in this one a little bit more. I picked up a Physicians Formula palette, y'all. This is the Butter eyeshadow palette. The color story is called Tropical Days. Pleasantly surprised. This is probably one of the best drugstore eyeshadow palettes that I've ever used before. I didn't even know Physician Formula had eyeshadows, to be honest, but the color story is really nice. Blend like butter. They're really soft and pigmented. I really don't have too much bad to say about it now. I wouldn't say it's like a Patrick Ta palette or anything like that, but for the drugstore, this is up there. Another palette that I tried out this month is from YSL. Stunning packaging. This pearlescent pink is gorgeous. This is the Couture Face palette. I want to say it's called the Oasis palette. It has highlighters and blushes in it, and I thought this was stunning. But the pigment on these shimmers are like strong glitter particles. Like you can see the individual glitter particles, which for me is not super wearable. On camera it doesn't look bad, but in person person, it's not super smooth. For me to wear a highlight, because I don't typically just wear highlights, especially bright ones, I'll wear something that looks more so softer, like ambient powder from Hourglass, right? So if I wear something that has like a high shine to it, it needs to be like really smooth. So the glitter particles in here made it not wearable. I'm just not a fan. And moving on to the Patrick Ta Duo, Blush Duo, and She Goes to the Gym is one of my favorites. I think it's beautiful. And he came out with one mini. Hopefully all of them will be coming out in minis, but I thought it was so cute. It reminds you of what his little glitter eyeshadow duos look like. This one's in the shade She's That Girl, which is a really pretty pink. But unfortunately, this pink is just too light for my skin tone. It just didn't work. It looked pale. It looked a little ashy on my skin tone. And I really didn't even like how the cream looked. It looked a little greasy to me. So I think the formula is the same. I'm not sure, but this one definitely did not work out. Moving on to some eyeshadows. Armani gifted me their eye tints. The liquid eye tints. I got the shade 44, 12, and 10. And in this packaging, it is stunning. I'm actually wearing this shade right here on my eyes today, which is 10. I think the formula is really smooth, easy to blend out, but when I tried this shade right here, 44, it went on really patchy. So although I really like this one, I don't think all of the shades blend the same. In fact, I said, let me try just using that shade, which is 44, in the inner corner and see what it does. Just pop a little brightness in the inner corner. And it was even patchy trying to put a dot in the inner corner. Didn't get to try the super light shade on my eyes yet. So the one that I do like though is 10. Very smooth, and I think this color is like, you know, very wearable, which is what I have on now. They do dry really quick, so you have to blend kind of fast. I would honestly say blend one eye at a time. Next up was an absolute hit for me. YSL dropped some, I think they're limited edition holiday shades in their lip oil gloss. And this one is in the shade 12. Which is called, I think, something honey. I'll put the name across the screen, but it's actually what I'm wearing on my lips today. And I love glitter glosses. So it gives you like that pretty sort of apricot undertone. Smells really like fruity bubble gum or something like that. Now it is plumping, so you do feel that sort of mintiness in it, that it's not super strong, but it's definitely not like faint. Like I can definitely feel it, but I just think it's gorgeous, and I do plan on picking another one up before the sale is out. Now they do have another shade in this that's a little bit lighter, but this is the shade that I really like. I did try one new concealer this month, and it's from Physicians Formula. It's the new Butter Glow concealer. Now I was scared of this one because when I first watched it on my hand, it was a little patchy, but when I tried it, like actually used it on my face, it worked out. It's decent. I don't know if it's something you should just run out and go get, but wasn't bad at all. So I got it in the shade Tan to Deep. And also on a trying new drugstore video this month, I was able to try out Beauty Creations products for the first time. And I tried out this By Filter loose setting powder in the shade Honey Me, and it was okay to me. This is one of those powders that looks sort of powdery on the skin, sort of like on that matte side. So I would have to use this again to really see. It's a little bit too matte for my personal taste. This is one that after you use it, like between steps, you need to sort of spray to melt it in. It doesn't just like melt into the skin like the Amico Lay or like the One Size ultimate setting powders. I'm gonna try it out again on another drugstore video, just like for final thoughts, because also I didn't spray it in and melt it in between like I wanted to. Now, one that I tested out, I had got 3 samples from Sephora orders of the Rhode glazing milk, right? And I heard so much good things about it. I never heard anybody say anything bad about this, and I love it. In fact, I bought a full size during the Sephora sale on the first day of the sale. It's just one of those hydrating, milky like, it may be considered like a toner. So after you wash your face or like before makeup, you'll just sort of pat it into, take a few drops, pat it into your skin, and then move on with like primer or move on with your foundation. It's hydrating, it's clean. In fact, I used it during a time when I got like a chemical peel and didn't feel any tingling, any burning, nothing on my skin. But it was interesting that I went in with my Dior, which is my favorite concealer, my Dior Forever Skin Correct, and I felt the tingling because it was a new chemical peel. And of course, you know, Dior is not like a clean concealer or anything, but anyhow, after I get my peels, that's how I really know, like, if a clean product is really clean, if I don't feel anything. Like my Sephora Nourishing Moisturizer is what I use during those few days that my skin is recovering, and I feel nothing with that. It's very soothing, and this felt sort of similar to that. It's not really plumping or anything like that, but it just gives your skin a nice, healthy look, and I could tell the difference even with foundation, and I just love that look. So the website says that any skin type could use it, whether you're a dry skin, oily skin, or anywhere in between. And I think that's probably true because a foundation that lasts me all day, when I wore this, the foundation still lasted me all day. So even though it's hydrating, I don't think that the dry skin girlies have to stick to this. I think if you're like me, like normal combo or even oily, you could probably do this if you wanted a little bit more sort of luminosity or hydration. Now Morphe came out with the holiday brush set, and this is the bag that came with it. I want to say like 5 brushes and a makeup sponge, and the sponge is awesome. I wish that I could get the sponges separately because the way it's shaped really pointy, you could get in the corners and it's really soft and comfortable on the skin. But I love the makeup bag. The brushes are this color as well. I just washed them, so they're wet right now. But for $30, I think that's a decent price. If they go on sale, I think that would be a little bit better. And the quality of the brushes are decent. I would say like 8 out of 10. They're not bad brushes at all. And they're not like super short. Who was it? Real Techniques had some new sets. We'll get into that later though, in another video. But one of those sets has travels, and those brushes are really short. So for them to be travel, they're not super short. They're just a little shorter than like the normal length of like a makeup brush. So I think it's really cute, especially like if you were looking for something to gift for somebody who's into makeup. So let's talk about some smell goods. I picked up My Devotion maybe about a month ago, whenever it came out. My Devotion from Dolce & Gabbana. I don't know where it is. I got it in a travel size, but it is so pretty, y'all. Out of all of the Devotions, I think that one may be my favorite, or maybe my second favorite. It's a fresher take on Devotion. You know how Devotion is like a warm, super fruity gourmand that smells like Fruity Pebbles? Well, this one takes more of like a fresh kind of scent, not earthy, but just sort of upbeat, fresh, not as sugary sweet. It doesn't feel as thick as the other Devotions. I just like it a lot better. It's so pretty. I would definitely get a full bottle of it. And Sol de Janeiro has a new scent out. It's called Sundays in Rio. I don't know if this is the only size they make in that, or if it's limited edition or what, but this one has notes of warm vanilla, pink pepper, and amber musk, and it is so pretty, y'all. The 59, the blue one, is the other Sol de Janeiro scent that I really like, and this one, I might like this one better, y'all. This is, it's sweet, it's ambery, it's a little moody, it's kind of sexy. This is beautiful. This is one of the best scents that Sol de Janeiro has come up with. I'm super partial to amber though, and I love a sweet girly scent. This one is really nice. Fenty recently dropped some body washes, like body care, y'all, and I picked up the sets. So this one's empty. I tried out the Vanilla Flowers body wash. It smells sort of ambery and a little floral, kind of sweet. It smells like sandalwood might be in here. I think sandalwood is probably in here, but it smells good. Nothing bad to say about it. And it lathers really well. Now I got the other scent. So I didn't realize until right now that this one is actually a bubble bath. The Vanilla Flowers bubble bath. So I'll check this out, and I'll check back in with y'all maybe next month on what I think about this, because this is the one that I didn't try. If I did try it, I probably tried it as a body wash, not knowing that it was a bubble bath. So To be continued on this one, but the body wash I did like. I used this one up. I really liked it. And then the body mist came in some sets too. So I also got the Hey Bouquet, and this one smells so nice. It's like sweet and floral, really pretty and sugary. So if you're not into like really sugary, sweet or girly florals, then you may not like it, but this one's really pretty. She's cute. And then the Manila Flowers body mist. This one's a little bit more ambery, a little floral, kind of vanillic, but both of these smell really nice, y'all. So I do want to mention my nails. I feel like they give a fall in a nail set. I absolutely love them. So pretty. And these are from BT Artbox. I love the fact that the base of the nail isn't so pink, like it's on the peachy side, so it looks a little bit more wearable for dark skin, like my skin tone, maybe a little lighter, all the way to like a dark skin tone. The detail on there, like the designs on it, I feel like are just so cute. So I'll put the link to these in the description box. They came from Amazon. Also wanted to mention this handbag that I've been wearing for the past couple weeks, and it's a suede handbag from a brand called Madewell. Now, I'm not super familiar with them. I think this might be the first thing that I've ever owned from Madewell, and this was actually gifted to me at a YouTube event. So it's like a tote bag that's sort of slouchy. It's magnetized right here, so when you close it, it's really sturdy the way it magnetized. Like it's not easy to open up. So when you're walking around and you're putting stuff in and out, it doesn't open easily, and I love that. It also has like this link chain, like a chain that go across from it that sort of keeps it tied in and lay flush to your side as you're wearing it. Feels amazing, and I love this shade of brown. So pretty. And last but not least, I tried some new Glade plugins for the fall, y'all. I usually stick to my Cashmere Woods plugins mixed with my Palo Santo candles from Bath and Body Works. My house just smells like a luxury apartment building, and I love it. I've been doing that combo in my house for years, y'all. But I tried out the Embers and Sandalwood from Glade plugins, and this one's really nice too. Now, I don't like it more than my Cashmere Wood. This one is sweeter. So if you like a sort of sweet, a little bit ambery, like slightly woodsy scent, but like more sweet and warm and comforting, this one would be nice, especially like for the cooler months. So what I think I'm gonna do next time is like plug a couple of these in and then a couple of my Cashmere Woods. But I mean, I was impressed by it. It's not going to replace my Cashmere Woods, but I do enjoy the scent. So that's it for my October hit and misses. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below, what is something you tried this month that you love, or maybe even something you tried that you're not crazy about. Everything I mentioned in today's video, I'll have linked on the YouTube shopping tabs or down below in the description box. So be sure to check that out. And if you're new, welcome. I'd love for you to come join the family by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.